You can learn a lot by studying competitors, especially what not to build. Welcome to part 18 of the journey from idea to fantasy sports platform in 100 days or less. Today, I'm diving deeper into competitor research. I've already looked at the free-to-play and contest-driven models, but now there's a new breed of fantasy apps that mix in investing mechanics and even crypto tokens. It's an interesting hybrid. So first up, the stock exchange models. Fandex and Stocks FC both use this approach. Users buy virtual shares in players and trade them with other users. It's clever, but it also feels a lot like my original idea all those years ago. And just like back then, it runs into the same liquidity problem. If there's no one to trade with, you're stuck. That's not to say it won't work, it just requires a huge user base to create enough trading volume. And that means big marketing budgets, which those companies have thanks to investors. But right now, I'm avoiding investors. I don't want to sell equity this early on. And also when you bring in investors, it often becomes about profit at the expense of the user experience. Next up, I looked at sleeper.com, and honestly, I really like it. It's got this great community-driven approach where it brings sports fans together in one place. The user experience is fantastic. But the moment I checked out their new basketball offering, it mentioned locking points and gambling elements. So again, we're back to that grey area. And yep, they've got big investors too. Another recurring theme is cryptocurrencies. And some platforms explicitly say their paid entry contests are games of skill, not games of chance. That's a key legal distinction, but here's the issue. They're mostly US based, and because the prizes depend on the size of the entry pool, that's actually pool betting here in the UK, which probably explains their lack of exposure to this geographic. I'll unpack that pool betting part later when we get into the legal framework and specific game mechanics. Then there are the fantasy tennis platforms, FanSlam and Smashit, both really solid ideas with in-app purchases and monetized contests. I especially like Smashit's design, clean, modern and user-friendly. But it seems to have stalled a bit, not many new downloads lately. Maybe it's lost momentum or it's stopped adding new content. Finally, I found Fungiball, and it's genuinely cool. It lets users buy digital packs of player cards and enter players into competitions or trade cards in a marketplace. It's all built on blockchain, where each card is an NFT, a verified digital player asset. Plus, they've got official sports licensing, which adds serious credibility. But it's still very niche right now, and not where I want to take this project. So, after looking at all the main platforms and their good and their not so good points, I've got a clear idea of the landscape. So tomorrow, I'll finalize the 7 core principles and requirements for my own platform, including what it will stand for and what it will never become. Hit like, follow, and join me for part 19, because this is where the real foundational blueprint begins.